today's Money Watch, severely overdue credit card debt rose to 10.7% during the first quarter of the year. That's the highest it's been in more than a decade.
Despite declining inflation over the past several months, higher than usual prices are still a problem for most Americans, and the cost of carrying credit card debt has become even more significant as interest rates continue to soar. Joining us now is Financial Wellbeing Program Manager at Lake Trust Credit Union, Candice Towers. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So this is a big problem for a lot of people, and it only seems to be getting worse. How do you even start the process of clearing out some of that trouble?
Yeah, well, there's a couple different methods that consumers can take to get ahead of the game. Two of those methods, one is the avalanche method, the other one is the snowball method. It depends on what works best for you, but the first one, the avalanche, is where you look at all your credit card debt and you start to pay off your highest interest credit card first while making your minimum payments on your other credit cards. And the snowball effect, what you do is you take the loan balances, so the lowest loan balance, and start with the smallest one and start paying that payment, put all your efforts towards that, and then make minimum payments on your other loans.
And what about debt consolidation? Is that a good idea for people with overdue balances?
So debt consolidation isn't for everyone, but it is a great option if you qualify for it, because they take all of your credit cards and they put it in one loan, and so you have a single payment, a single interest rate, and that can help alleviate your monthly obligations. But you want to make sure you know what your interest rates are, and you need to know what your monthly payments are on those credit cards so you don't have a higher payment or a higher interest rate.
A lot of people can feel like they're under the avalanche, like there's just no hope, but it sounds like you just have to get started. If you don't even start, what can that do to consumers? How bad can this be for you overall?
So if you're unable to make your minimum payments and you start to kind of go underwater a little bit, it can affect your credit negatively, and a credit repair's a little bit harder to, credit's a little harder to repair, and it can affect you in the future. And when you want to make larger purchases like home purchases, or it can affect sometimes your insurance rates, things like that.
And you explained how debt consolidation works, but you said it's not for everyone. So who would it not be for? What would that scenario be?
So a debt consolidation loan, you have to qualify with credit and like your debt to income. There's different things that your financial institution looks at for you to qualify for that loan. But if you do qualify, and maybe you have tarnished credit as well, you could have a higher interest rate than what you're already paying on your credit cards because it's unsecured debt.
What are the interest rates looking like?
So it depends on the financial institution. For credit cards, I've seen them as high as 30%.
Wow.
And accumulating that debt can really add up. You have one credit card that you haven't paid off, and then someone gets a couple more. Are there ways to avoid getting in even deeper problems?
Yes, I think having a plan in place, a budget, if you have a budget, like reallocating funds to start putting towards that debt will help. When you have a plan in place, like you go grocery shopping every week, so write a list down and try not to splurge on other things and stay on the list. Comparison shop for things, like maybe the place that you like to shop doesn't have as great of prices as another retailer. That can help. Every little bit helps towards that financial empowerment and that financial well-being.
That's so true. Really good advice. And these days there's an app for everything. Are there apps that help people, determine which ones to pay down and to give tips for? Yeah,
there's a plethora of different apps that you can look at if you go online. I know, like, off the top of my head, I can't think of right off the top of my head, but there are some, and sometimes your financial institution offers those budgeting tools on their online banking platform. Lake Trust does have something towards that can help you to put in all your things, and you can see a big picture of what your finances look like.
Okay, so lots of resources.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Great conversation.
Yes, thank you.